Sometimes, the hardest lessons come quietly. Not with shouting, not with pain, but with a moment that makes you stop, think, and feel. A mistake, a choice, a habit you never noticed, and suddenly, the world shows you the truth. This is the story of Kian, a young man who learned the hard way that help, trust, and respect are never unlimited. Kian was known in his neighborhood as the boy who could always ask for help. A small favor here, a little money there, a borrowed notebook, a borrowed pen. At first, people helped gladly. It felt good to lend a hand. Kian was polite, charming, and thankful, or at least he seemed that way. He never refused a request, never said no. And because of that, everyone assumed he was responsible, trustworthy. But Kian had a secret habit. He borrowed more than he returned. He promised he would repay someday, but someday always seemed far away. At first it was harmless. A few coins here and there, a book borrowed and forgotten, a favor asked but not returned. No one minded much. People thought, he's young, he'll learn. But little by little, Kian's borrowing grew. He stopped thinking about the effort it took for others to help. He stopped noticing the small trust he was slowly eroding. Then came the day he truly needed help. Kian's father fell sick. The hospital bills were high, and his mother's savings weren't enough. He went to friends, neighbors, everyone he had borrowed from, asking for help. His heart pounded, hoping someone would step forward. One by one, doors closed gently in his face. A few whispered, "We tried helping you before, but now." His stomach sank. He felt the cold weight of loneliness, the sharp edge of regret. Kian sat by the roadside that evening, watching children play, couples walk, the world move around him. He thought about every borrowed notebook, every coin he took, every favor he promised to return and never did. Each memory pierced him, like a small stone, cutting quietly, deeply. He realized something simple, something profound. Trust and help are not infinite. People give because they care, they lend because they believe, but belief is fragile. Once broken, it is not easily mended. That night, Kian went home quietly. He didn't tell anyone what he had learned. He didn't make promises he couldn't keep. He sat with his father, helped his mother, and started paying back in the only way he could: effort, honesty, and action. Days turned into weeks. Kian worked small jobs, returned borrowed money, delivered books, apologized to those he had wronged. Some people smiled, some shook their heads, some remained distant. But he felt lighter with every step. One evening, a neighbor who had refused him last month approached. "You're different now," he said softly. Kian nodded. "I realized I can't expect help if I don't give back, if I don't respect what others do for me." From that day on, Kian changed. He didn't ask unless it was necessary. He didn't borrow without giving back. And slowly, the trust he had lost began to return. Not all at once, but like seeds taking root. Kian learned something no amount of money, success, or recognition could teach. Help is a gift. Trust is precious. Respect is earned. Life is not just about taking, it is about giving, even in small ways, and keeping the balance of honesty and integrity. Years later, people still remembered Kian, not as the boy who borrowed too much, but as the young man who learned, quietly, deeply, the value of responsibility, gratitude, and respect. Sometimes, life gives you moments of hardship, not to punish you, but to open your eyes to the truth you ignored. And sometimes, the smallest lessons are the ones that stay forever. If this story touched your heart even a little, a like and a subscribe would be deeply appreciated.